Hello, and welcome to this Facebook Live. Since last I went live, there's been a couple different changes. One is related to we're using a new platform called StreamYard, which allows us to stream to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And so I've got a variety of different things going on with my screen related to like StreamYard's over here, and there's chat over here, and over here I've got my notes. And so hopefully I'll do just fine. I'm sure I will. I'm a fairly adaptable human, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up. If you see my eyes dart in different places, that's the reason why. So a little bit about me. As my thing across the bottom says, my name is Joyce Knoll. My camp name is Buttons. I am the Senior Director of Program. I've been in Girl Scouts for about 40 years. I think this might be my 40th year. It may also be my 39th year. So that's that wiggle room thing. I started as a Brownie Girl Scout, and so I was a girl member for ever. I did all 12 years. And then I went off to college. I became a troop leader. I did that for a while. I volunteered with the council. I worked as camp staff. And I've worked professionally for the Girl Scouts since 1999. And so I've worked for two different councils. This would be my second. And my staff have asked me to do this Facebook Live because it is on Girl Scouts and faith and the religious recognitions they can earn. And I am the most knowledgeable person on our program team. And so I'm here to share with you information about me related to the religious awards is that I did earn my religious awards as a kid. I was in a troop that was attached to a Catholic church and Roman Catholic Church. And part of that experience was that I worked on earning my religious recognitions. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. This month's theme is celebrating Girl Scout life. And so as most of you guys hopefully know, March 12th is Girl Scout birthday. It's on Friday. And this week is Girl Scout week. And so we start with religious ceremonies at the beginning of the week and end with religious ceremonies at the end of the week. And then we have all kinds of fun throughout this week to celebrate us as a movement because the first Girl Scout troop meeting happened on March 12th. And so that is why our birthday exists at that point in time. So last Friday, Aaron did share with you guys a little bit about Girl Scouts and religion and talked about the fact we are a secular organization. This week, I'm going to talk a little bit about the religious part of us. And so I want to read you a quote from GSUSA. Everything in Girl Scouts is based on the Girl Scout promise and law, which includes many of the principles and values common across religions. So while we are a secular organization, Girl Scouts has always encouraged girls to take spiritual journeys via their faith's religious recognitions. And so that is the kind of statement from GSUSA as to why we have religious recognitions and what those are. At the end of this, I'll talk a little bit about our members who do not have a specific faith they believe in or do not believe in God at all. And so we will talk a little bit about that. And by the way, hello, Camilla. It's nice to see you on here. So, and or Mary. Mary is the one who posted it. My guess is Camilla may be the girl because she doesn't have an account yet for Facebook. So talking a little bit about the religious recognitions. I posted both attached to the Facebook event announcement Google Drive. And then I also posted it just as we were starting this. And so I am going to attempt to share that. All right, there's the right folder and add to stream. Okay, so I am not expecting most of you guys to be able to see this, but as I said, it is posted in the chat log, and so you guys are welcome to kind of peruse this at your leisure. This is the Google Drive you'll find, but I had 3 documents I want to kind of talk about. So there are 2 different types of religious awards recognitions that you can earn in Girl Scouts. One is the Girl Scouts religious recognition. It's My Promise, My Faith. In this folder, there is generically the generic requirements, regardless of what grade level you are. If you go to the shop and you download those or look inside the Girl Guidebooks, you can get the religious recognitions specific to the grade level, and they're just more specific and geared towards like a Daisy Girl Scout versus a Senior Girl Scout. But generically, these 5 requirements exist regardless. And so choosing a line from the Girl Scout law and comparing it to the religion of your choice finding a woman in your own or another faith community to ask some questions of, gathering inspirational quotes, making something to remind you of what you've learned, and then keeping the connection strong. And so each of them has that, and this part of it is kind of a little bit different for each. At the bottom of this screen, you can see these are what the recognitions look like. And so there are one for each year you are a member of our organization. So you can keep going back and re-earning this recognition because as girls grow, you guys all have different things you understand. And so as you move along, you'll have different things. Looking at my chat window for just a second, I want to say hi to Iris and Norma, and then also hi to Margot. And I appreciate your acknowledgement of our council putting out some great things. Thank you so much. So the second thing, so that's the first. And so Girl Scout recognitions, there's definitely a place to go with that. Even at the bottom of this, it says go to praypub.org to find out about religious recognition specific to your faith. So this is just a generic, anybody can earn it. You can do it about your own faith. You can do it by a different faith. I'm going to guess it's been 2 years ago because the last year is sort of a blur based on the pandemic. We did an event where girls came in and we had religious leaders from a variety of different faith bases. And so people could, hello, Robin and Ellie. So that's where that goes. Specifically, Pray is an organization that we as Girl Scouts have partnered with. Pray partners with a variety of different youth organizations, including churches, Campfire Girls and Boys, all of those types of things. So this is not specific to Girl Scouts, but we have partnered with them. We have our own part of their website, and these religious recognitions are the ones that our girls can earn. And so it depends on which faith you are, what you do. And so like the first one up here in the corner is African American Methodist Episcopal. And those are the religious recognitions that someone in that faith can earn. As I said, I earned the ones that were for the Roman Catholic Church, which is right in this section. So actually it's all of these. These three you earn as an adult, and I didn't do that. And then these you earn as a girl. So I should get on my religious recognitions again. So, but you can go and find your faith, and these recognitions were created by that faith center. So if your faith, if your church, if your organizing body of people you pray with doesn't have one, it's because they haven't worked with Pray to put out something. When I was a girl, I grew up in Orange County. We actually had an annual event where anybody who earned the recognitions in that year were honored by Monsignor Salmon. And we did a special church ceremony and did all that sort of stuff. Now many girls will do that, and they will get their religious recognition at a church service at their local church. And so there's a variety of different ways to do this and ways to make this part of your religious organization. The last handout I have is one that I created. I took all the information from Pray and from GSUSA and sort of put it together in a handout, where if you want to learn more about the religious recognitions, and this is sort of what this week and last week's Facebook Lives have been about. And so it talks about God and the Promise, talks about the My Promise, My Faith pins, religious recognitions, which is all about Pray, how to earn those recognitions, what you as a troop leader or adult partner can do, or girls, for you guys, if you guys are gung-ho, you guys can get your troop to do this. Or you can tell your parents you want to earn it. I always recommend that because parents oftentimes only do things that kids want to do. And so it gives you contact information. You'll notice that this is just our customer care email, which I just launched. So that's just generically, it's because they track that email. So if something comes in, if one of us isn't available, they can give you the information that you need. And then it talks about volunteer opportunities we're going to talk about next. And then last but not least is that atheist piece. And I will come back to this in just a moment. So, stop sharing my screen. There we go. So that's a little bit about the religious recognitions. The next piece is about volunteering. And so as I kind of vaguely mentioned, there are opportunities for older girls and adults to volunteer. For you, those of you guys who are younger girls, if you guys are interested in earning your religious recognitions, make sure to talk to your parents about the fact you'd like to do that. You just type "My Promise, My Faith" into the search engine, and you will get the generic badge requirements. Or you can go ahead and click on that link, and it will take you directly to where it is. Or you can go to our council shop and find out about it as well. So for those of you guys who are a little bit older, or those adult partners in the room, if you guys are really passionate about, hi, Tina, Christina, and I think that's all that's joined us so far. So hi to everybody who's joined us, or who's commented. I shouldn't say joined, because I can see the numbers in the window of who all's been on here. I do want to put out that we are looking for adult volunteers who would like to advocate or champion religious recognitions in our council. So as you know, staff time is always limited. I think religious recognitions are really important just because they were so important to my girl experience. Coming from a religious troop, I learned a lot about my own faith, and I was very focused on faith as a kid. And so it really helped expand my Girl Scout experience. And so if you'd like to have that opportunity and create that opportunity for either younger girls, if you're an older girl, or for girls, if you're an adult, we are definitely looking for committee members to be coordinators, to be just members of whatever, the event facilitation. Like if you want to put on an event, I mentioned earlier, I did an event where girls could earn the My Promise, My Faith. That particular recognition totally lends itself to doing a multi-denominational event or a single denomination event. And so you could decide to do it based around your own religion, or you can decide to do it generically around several religions and open it up to a service unit. So there are also other roles, and if you have a way in which you would like to participate, same thing goes, just email customer service at gssgc.org, and we are happy to have you. For those of you guys who are joining us from other parts of the country, you also can do religious recognitions. This is not specific to us. It is definitely a GSUSA sanctioned program. So the last thing I have to share, and so my guess is I'm going to hit my 15-minute mark, which was my goal, is the comment about the fact we are a secular organization, and do we allow atheists in our organization? Oh, I lost it. Hang on. There it is. So the unofficial answer, so not me as GSSGC's spokesperson, not me as anybody representing GSUSA, but the unofficial answer is yes. If you're referring to the Girl Scouts of USA, the answer is yes. GSUSA is a secular organization. The Girl Scout promise does include the phrase, "On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country." However, the policy of the GSUSA is that the word can be replaced with something that's meaningful to the Girl Scout. And so it can be substituted. Atheist Scouts will say serve community, serve others, serve humanity. It is okay to believe in something larger than yourself and not have it necessarily be religious. As I've talked about, I am sort of religious on my own part. It does not come into my Girl Scout life. I chose as a child, and I shouldn't say I chose, my parents as a child chose to attach me to a religious troop. As a religious troop, we did things with the church we belonged to. Having said that, we had a girl who was Mormon who was attached to the Catholic Girl Scout troop. We had a kid who didn't believe in anything who was attached to the Girl Scout troop. And so we were not exclusive as an organization. But for those things, like my friend Lisa didn't go to Mass and be part of the honor guard when the bishop came out to us. And we did that as a Girl Scout troop because we were attached to the Girl Scout troop at the church. And so we did a couple things that were along those lines. And so I do encourage everybody to look at these religious recognitions, look at the folder I provided you guys. If you do have questions, anything specific or not specific, email customercare@gssgc.org. It will get to me. And so if you know my email address, you're welcome to email me directly, but I am trying to funnel through customer care so that my email box continues to be manageable. So you might also get a response from Elizabeth Frederick. She's managing our cases that come in that way. So if anybody has any questions or anything you guys want to chat about, put them in the chat log. Otherwise, that's what I wanted to share today. And again, if I can babble for another 23 seconds, I will have made my 15-minute mark. But religious recognitions are a dynamic part of our Girl Scout life and Girl Scout experience, which is why it was one of the Facebook Lives we did this month. I can't actually tell you what next week is, but I do encourage you to go to gssgc.org/calendar to find out what our next Facebook Live will be about. They are on the Girl Scout calendar. They're also on our Facebook events calendar. I don't think they're on our YouTube page. You have to go to one of those two places if you'd like to learn more about them. But you can visit either of YouTube or Facebook in order to watch us live. Otherwise, you can go back and view at a later date and time. So any questions for me? Even not about religious awards. So religious recognitions. I keep calling them awards, but they're really recognitions. All right. I am going to end my broadcast unless someone has something else. I appreciate you guys all joining me for this. And anybody who watches this later, I appreciate that as well. And so I hope that you learned something, and I will see you later. Have a good night. Enjoy your dinners.